Hey, good morning, team. So excited to be here with you. Another another installment of higher level leadership. Again, a place where we can teach and coach and equip people to live and love at a higher level in your personal life, in your business, all around. So equipping leaders is what we do best. So I got a couple of great, maybe three good bullet points for you this morning. Hopefully they'll add value to your life and bless you in a major way, as they have Jennifer and I learning these principles, walking them out, and whatnot. So today we're kind of going to focus on a couple different areas. One is with the year that it's been this year, it's been tough. I've come to realize it's been probably the best year of my life because I've learned the most, I've grown the most, I've been through the most things, and you're not really growing unless you're going through stuff and learning things and being challenged and whatnot. And so I would say this is probably my the most heavy year for me doing that. So I'm very grateful. I know it's popular to say 2020 sucks and all these memes going around, that's going to kill you and all these things. But man, at the end of the day, what a fantastic year it's been. Definitely been the best year of my life for learning, for growth, for whatnot. And 2021 will be probably the biggest year for fruit and harvest in reaping that this year's principles. But the first point I'll start off with is you're not at the mercy of your own life. I know a lot of times people they get in this phase or this place in life where they've got their butt kicked so much, their soul's been under such attack from the enemy, from situations, maybe from just their own bad decisions, and so what happens is they start to become kind of a victim of their own life. They're at the mercy of their own life. It's they can't because of this, they can't because of that. They everybody wants to move forward. Everybody wants to be successful in some way, shape, or form. They want to have a great life, a great family, be a great husband, wife, have a fantastic business, be a great friend. Have substance in their life. But we get to the point, I think, sometimes where if we're not careful or discerning, and most people are in this position right now, is that there's 1,001 reasons why they can't move forward. And all of them may be valid, but not all of them are true. The only adversary you and I really have is ourselves, okay? The enemy is fear, false evidence appearing real. The devil is, yes, he's real, but he only has the power that we let him have in our life because we have dominion over our own life, over our own story. But he's very good at letting you think that he's the one orchestrating evil things in your life when it's really just maybe not pursuing the right things long enough, things that you got to go through just to grow, that God has having you go through, or whatnot. But I want you to know that you're not the victim of your own life. You're not at the mercy of what's going to happen tomorrow. You can grab a hold of that, take charge, and really do something major in your life. And it's real simple on how to do that. I was telling my daughter the other day, she asked me, they're at a point now where they're teenagers. Tani's a freshman, Denise's getting ready to finish up her senior year and go to college. However, recently she's expressed interest on maybe shifting gears and doing the business instead. Tani right out the gate wants to go to college to experience it, but they also want to build our business, which is really interesting. I've never pushed that on them, but they're coming to a point in their life where they're starting to understand mentorship. They're starting to ask questions instead of me just throwing out mentorship points. So they're asking questions like, "Hey, Daddy, what do you think about this?" And Tani has a real good question the other day. She said, how do I change these things that I don't like about myself or my situation or whatever? I said, man, that's a really great question, and it led me back to thinking about things that I learned, the process that I learned to change. And there's a couple of different points to that, and this is all part of that first bullet point of you're not the mercy of your own life. So how do you change those things? Let's say you're at a job, let's say you're at that you don't like, that's really cramping you, that's bugging you, that you need to get out of. Let's say that you're in a situation or a relationship that has a change. Let's say that you're in a money situation. Let's say that you want to change certain discipline areas about yourself. Here's what I know, come to learn, that is the proper way to do some of these things and change some of these things. One is, the first thing is you got to admit to a mentor that can help you what's happening. I know it's popular to say don't speak negative, don't give life to it, but you've got to admit to somebody who can help you what's happening, because you need that person to be able to pray for you, help you, keep you accountable, maybe game plan with you on some areas that you can't see if they can see. You got to say, hey, I've got a challenge in this issue, in this area, and I want to change it. And I'm all in about changing it. I just want to be accountable. I want you to pray for me. I want your guidance, your equipping on how to do that. Okay, your counsel. And that's the first step. Second step is you change the way you talk about it after that. So once you've opened up to admit that you got to challenge the situation, you want to change it, you change how you talk about that. And this situation was Tawny's math. It was something else, but we use her math as a situation because she is really smart, but there's some areas she locks herself up on because she is talking about it and kind of cramping her own style, right? She'll say, I hate math. She's got a little text group that says, Math Haters Club or whatever. And I'm like, I gotta teach you that, but I don't, get in her face at all times unless she, opens it up and allows me to mentor her in those areas. But I said, look, take your math, for example. You said, Daddy, I have a problem, I have a challenge. Okay, great. You open that up to me so we can help you get tutors. We can pray for you. We can sit with you. We can encourage you. That's one thing. Now you change the way you talk about it. You no longer hate math. You love math. It's your favorite subject. You understand everything that comes on your homework. You understand everything in class. You ace every test. And actually, when you fail a test or you bomb a test or you don't understand one, you say things to yourself like, wow, that's weird. That I don't understand that because I normally understand everything in this class. It is actually my favorite class. I'm surprised I don't understand that, but I'm going to figure that out. You get rid of that Math Haters text group and you opt out of that and say, hey, I'm not going to do this and talk trash about this and crap myself. I'm not putting up that block in my mental block anymore. I'm not giving something mental real estate that's not paying rent, And that's step 2, and then step 3 is to stay diligent in the work, and figure out what work you need to do to actually get better in that subject, whether it be a tutor, whether it be extra homework, whether it be whatever the case may be, and you work like it's up to you, and you pray like it's up to God. So if you guys, let's say you got a job challenge, man, so one thing is admit to your mentor that you do have a challenge in this area. You got to get out of there. You got to, change jobs, or you have a relationship problem. You got to fix that relationship. One, you admit to your mentor or coach that you got a challenge in this issue, in this area, and you want to change that. And secondly, you start changing how you talk about that. You no longer can't find a job. You no longer can't, change this relationship. That person will never change out, whatever. I am overqualified for this position. I know God has something bigger and better for me out there. I'm excited to see what that is. I'm going to work and honor Him as best as with all my heart here now in this job while I'm at until I can get forward, until He opens up. I'm going to change the way I talk about that. I love this job. I no longer hate this job. I no longer, want to quit this job. I'm really good at what I do here, but I know that God has something better for me. I love the opportunity to work here and get paid and provide for my family, but God has something bigger for me, And then the third thing is, do the work. Go put a resume in, get a strong resume together, and start putting it out every single day. Because God cannot, you cannot see the doors God opens for you unless you go out there and start knocking on doors. You never know which ones He has open for you or has ready to open for you, or wherever they're at, because they're not sitting where you're at, obviously. You got to go out and look, and do the work to pursue opportunities in your job, in your business. Same thing. Hey, I got a challenge with connecting with people. I got a challenge with getting my volume in every month. I got a challenge with this. Okay, fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. Let's change that, right? And let's change how we speak about that. Every time that you may get a contact, or you see somebody, hey, today's gonna be great. I love talking to people. I'm the best contactor in the whole Pappalardo team. I'm the best contactor in the whole Carry On Arizona team. I'm the best. I love doing this so much. And you may not, but now you're starting to take control of your life and programming it to be the way that you want it to be. You're not at the mercy of what you've become or your insecurities have made you, or your failures have made you, or whatever. You are now taking control of your life and actually changing that to be in favor of where you want to go and what you want to accomplish, no longer at the mercy of where you're at. You change the way you talk about it. If you miss a contact, I should have contacted that guy. That's weird. Man, I'm a great contactor. I wonder why I missed that one. Maybe let's go back and say hello and see if I can't open that door again, or whatever. but change the way you talk about that. And then lastly, do the work. Make time to get online and reach out on social media. Schedule time in turn off the damn Netflix, turn off, whatever it is you're watching the movies, Christmas movies, turn off this, turn off that. Put your kid to bed 15 minutes early and go jump online and do something. Make sure that you're going inside the store to pick up something instead of going through the drive-through. Go pay for your gas inside the store instead of at the pump. All these small things to purposely, intentionally inconvenience yourself for the purpose of getting around other people. Those are the things you got to do. You can do that for anything, but you want to sit down with me or somebody and say, here's where I want to get better, and here's where I know I need to get better in, because it's going to help me become a diamond. It's help me do this, help me do that. Let's get a game plan together. Fantastic. I'll even help you with your self-talk. It's fantastic, right? I know that's a long point, but it's so important for you to understand you're not at the mercy of your own life, okay? Secondly is I put growth is not learning workplace-related leadership principles, and then applying them to your life. It's about being transformed into the person who lives according to the clear principles that support you at every moment in every environment. So it's not just learning a principle, like I'm telling you 3 principles, and then trying to apply them. It's actually in your heart evolving into this person that lives this way. I always tell people since day one, for the last 2 decades, I've been telling people in business is not what you do, it's who you are first. And what you do will catch up to that. We'll try to mimic that or mirror that or whatever. So growth is not just learning techniques and trying to magically put them together. It's not a trick. It's not a tip. It's not a technique. Growth is not a technique. Growth is a transformational process for you to become that which is in line with where you want to go. Because where you want to go and what you want to have or do or be in your life, or where you want to be, is directly linked to a type of person that's got to arrive there first, and then everything else arrives second. Because if everything arrives first and you're not there personally, then you go back to the old adage that your talent has now taken you to a place where your character won't sustain you, and it will all come crumbling down back to where you're at personally grow. So it's always safer and more beautiful, more solid to grow first, okay? Big one there. Number 3 and last one, legacy is planting a tree under whose shade you will never intend to sit. That means that when you go out and you build your business, you build your life, and you're a parent, you may never see the fruit from some of this stuff, but you're doing it with the heart, with the humility that says, hey, guess what? If I never see the fruit of this, I've done it for the right reasons. If I never see the fruit of my labor, I never go diamond. If that for some reason happens, I've now planted the seeds in people. I've spent a life well spent, well invested. I told Jen the other day, I'm going to do this business as long as Amway will let me, as long as BWW let me, until the end of my life, if that's possible. If I can die with a blue marker in my hand, or contacting somebody on my deathbed on the way out, and start them in the process, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because this is a very honorable and godly and powerful thing to do with your life. Above all else, above any job, above any career, above any ministry, I've been in them all. I've been in traditional business. I've been in ministry. I've been in mentorship outside this business. I've been for 2 decades, 20 years, I've been doing stuff like this. And I've seen every business. I've got friends who are diamonds in Herbalife and crowns in Advocare. And these are people that I've mentored early on in business, and they've taken it and done something really great with it in their endeavor. But their opportunity still is not even close in comparison to what you have your hands on with what we do here in our business team and whatnot. Especially with the amount of personal growth that's in there, because they've got the personal growth, but from outside sources, and it's not directly related. So understand that you go out with the intention that I'm going to do the right thing no matter what, not expecting anything in return. Because here's what's crazy. When a person realizes that they don't need anything, that's when they attract everything. When you realize that you're doing things out of the goodness of your heart and you're hungry about it for the honor of God, for the excellence of it, because it's just the coolest, most important thing to do with your life, but you don't really need anything from it, then you attract everything. That's when people start to get in, and you organically start to grow your business and a lot of different things. So, I really hope that these 3 points today really bless you. I know they've blessed me. I know they've blessed Jen. I know they've blessed people that have really took my words to heart over the years and have grown in their own businesses or endeavors and have shown fruit. And I had somebody contact me recently that I mentored, probably 12, 13, maybe 2008 or 9, maybe 2007. And, for a couple of years, they were in my back pocket, and I was talking and teaching and coaching and loving and encouraging. And they took off in a Herbalife business, or I can't remember what a business it was. It was some kind of supplement business, but they did fantastic. And they're diamond-esque, I guess, in whatever they're doing. And they came back to say thank you, and that they realized that it was just the principles and stuff that I've taught them. And I'm not banging my own chest here. What I'm saying is we've learned some valuable things by sitting at the feet of great people for the last 2 decades. And that's what I'm trying to do with higher level leadership, man. I'm really trying to expose people to those principles that they may never get anywhere else. So that way it can bless you like it blessed that man, like it blessed me and Jen, like it's blessed other people, So I'm just a conduit, I'm just an empty vessel that God continues to pour, his wisdom and discernment through on into you guys and anybody else who would take advantage of this and find value in this. So, again, this stuff is just, my opinions. I think honest but accurate opinions, and ways that we've grown and seen some fruit in our life. And if you're doing something better and it's working for you, great. Continue to do that. But if you can glean some kind of value from this, then amen. I appreciate that, and I love you. And reach out to me, like I say every time. Reach out to me on my text message personal line and let me know what you've gleaned from this, what you've learned from this, how it's going to change you. Hey, call me and set up a game plan. Let's actually put this stuff into action. These are not supposed to be just, oh, that was a great word. You hear that? That's awesome. I'm so excited. It's like, wow, that really moved me to change and get the ball rolling and set the time up to counsel and mentor and equip and really, really move me to transforming, renewing my mind and taking my life into control. So I love you guys. I pray for you. I bless you daily. Reach out to me. Let me know how that went for you today and how you like this and what you learned from it. And then also if you need to set up some time to work on some of these things, I'm with you, okay? Until next time, I encourage you to live and love at a higher level, unapologetically for Christ every day. All right. Love you guys. Peace.